You ever wanted to get absolutely buffed, especially without going to the gym? Well, then you better get your Wii out of the basement and homebrew it, since you can't buy any WiiWare games anymore. Or maybe your computer has Bluetooth in comparison to mine, so you can connect your Wii mods to that and just emulate this one specific game called Wii Fit. Or not. That's a game most people would think about when you want to get fit with your Wii, but instead it's about Muscle March. Sometimes you play a game or hear of it and you don't even know what it's going to be about, judging by the name. Let's take Horizon Zero Dawn as an example. Does it make any sense when you think about it? Is it a game about there being no more dawns? A game about the horizon? What do you do in this game? You can't know from just the name alone. What about Far Cry? Is it telling me that the games are far cry away from being original nowadays? If you would buy games based only on their name, it would be like buying one of those mystery boxes you can buy from eBay or overpriced retro game stores where you will never get your money's worth back. It's one of my guilty pleasures though to watch people unbox them to see the sad look on their faces whenever they only unbox sports games and a few shovelware titles. Back to titles. You can do this with many titles, but not with Muscle March because it perfectly describes the game already. You march with your muscles. I'm gonna sell you, even if you can't buy it anymore, on this game with one simple thing. You can play as a cheerful polar bear. Do I even need to say more? After picking a favorite one of these Vanserchan and Brenda, so there's also a pick for the girls, but let's be honest, who is ever gonna pick anyone except Rossi, the Norwegian polar bear? The game actually made me Google if they exist there, and they cannot do. The more you know. I don't want to go to Norway anymore. Sometimes I'm really happy I don't live in a country where you could meet a bear in the forest. I don't go camping anyway, so it's not like it matters. You got 3 levels with 3 stages each, city, village and station. They don't change anything except for the scenery really, and you even get a story in this game. A bunch of people steal your protein powder and you want it back, so you chase after them. So that's what you do. I think we all have seen those YouTube videos back in the day of people having to jump through a hole in the wall, and they have to do it with different poses. It's called Brain Wall from a Japanese TV show called The Tunnels, thanks to everyone. And basically every other country just yoinked it for their own TV shows. That's what you do in this game. The villain running away with the protein powder will crash into the wall, and you have to do the pose with your remote and nunchuck to not run against the wall, since you won't fit with the wrong pose. Your other teammates will try to do the same, but they will always slip on a banana, so eventually you will be the only person running after the thief to make it harder since you have less time to react. There's also another endless mode, which is pretty fun to just endlessly run and try to do the poses as fast as possible. While the aesthetic and especially music just slap, because it reminds me of Katamari Damacy, the game itself is basic, but what would you even expect from a WiiWare game? They weren't allowed to be bigger than 50 megabytes after all. I know, Mouse 64 is just 6 megabytes and all that, but you know what I mean. While there were some decently long and good WiiWare games, most of them were kinda... yeah. Maybe you can relate to this, and most likely you can't, but sometimes I get video ideas for obscure and smaller games where I think, yeah, that will make a great video, and then I play the game and record it and eventually come to the conclusion of, yeah, actually, I have no idea how to make a video about this that is longer than 3 minutes. Muscle March is one of these games. I want to present it, but I'm already out of words for it since there's really not much more to it, so let's look outside of the box and let me tell you a little story while you can watch me fail over and over again. There will always be someone better than you at something, unless your name is Messi or, I mean, there's also Cristiano Ronaldo. So, you know, don't murder me, but in my own personal opinion, I would say Messi is slightly better, but in my own very biased opinion, I would say Marco Reus, and it still surprised me how he got a Fortnite skin, but that's mostly because I'm a BVB fan, so I'm a little bit biased when I would say Marco Reus instead of Messi. Let's take Faker from League of Legends. He's basically GOAT of League of Legends, like nobody can say he isn't. He's the best one ever. That's a better example. So there's always someone that will not be toppled at their field. But is that a bad thing? No, it isn't. The last boss of every stage is Mac Muscle, and I wasn't able to beat him a single time. Call me a loser if you want to. He always fakes his moves and leaves you with a split second to react to what pose you have to do. Coupled with the poses not getting recognized correctly sometimes, thanks to the Wiimote, thanks to the nunchuck, thanks to you. Sometimes dragon controls, you know, they didn't quite work. It makes for a deadly combo of getting out of your rhythm and crashing into 3 walls in a row, but eventually I got used to its first phase in a city stage and always got to the chasing part, and I even looked up long plays of the game to see if it was possible to catch him on the first chase. It is. But it wasn't for me. Regardless of how hard I shake my remote and nunchuck, I just was not able to catch him. Maybe I'm not good enough at shaking things, so I can't even be a bartender. I don't drink alcohol anyways. How can you notice a person doesn't drink or smokes? They will tell you, haha. It doesn't make me a better person though. Maybe my life would actually be better if I drank or smoked or consumed some substances I should name. But back to my point of not being the best, because Mac Muscle is the best here. He bested me, and I will just have to accept it. I will give the challenge to you if you ever play the game. Beat him, for me. Sometimes you gotta pass on the torch if your own motivation isn't ignited, and let someone else do it, and finish the job. A person who still has that light in them. Even with that, I still haven't really said enough to fill up a whole video. Remember when YouTube introduced the ability to add more ads to the video if it was above 10 minutes? I think that was never a big deal for most YouTubers in the world unless you were German. I still remember how much people insulted you in the comments if your video was like 10 minutes and 5 seconds because they could accuse you of stretching the video, which honestly did happen a lot, so you can get more money with it and filling it with more pointless stuff to get over those 10 minutes to get more money from the ads. And every person who made the video only 9 minutes and 50 seconds got celebrated as if they were a hero. None of this matters though, since I'm not even a YouTube partner, so I can't even decide how many ads I want to put on any of my videos. If I could, I would choose the absolute minimum. I would choose 0. I think nowadays YouTube just puts ads on your videos anyways, even if you're not a partner, so they yoink all the money themselves. How nice of them. I also miss the times when not everyone thought that they need to make money with their hobbies online. Sure, it's a great thing to get a few pennies here and there with something you worked on, but I always hate it when people think, nah, this topic won't make any clicks, so I'm not gonna do it even if I really want to do it. It all becomes about numbers and views for them, and it's a bit sad. Gotta pay the rent though. So back on track, did you know that living healthy and staying in shape is an amazing feeling? Let me tell you a little story about myself. This is not a guide on how to lose weight, and this is purely my own experience and feelings about how I lost the weight. I'm not a fitness guru, nor am I a diet manager, so do not take any of this as a guideline for yourself. Years and years ago, I gained a few kilograms, maybe even a bit more than just a few. I went from 45 kilograms to around 75 kilograms. For Americans, that's 100 pounds to 165 pounds. Personal reasons and all that, but at one point I realized, whoa, I really gained a bunch of weight. Where did it all come from? I didn't notice that I had to change till I really noticed that I had to change something, because I didn't enjoy being overweight and seeing myself anymore. It's a sneaky little process. And yes, you might think 100 pounds is a bit too little, but I'm only 5'2", and it's a perfect weight for me that I also regained. How? By playing Wii Fit, unironically. Before Wii Fit, I would always look up some videos on YouTube on what exercises to do and do them well for a week or two before thinking, this is kinda boring. And it made me also feel like wasting my time because I couldn't do any of the things I actually wanted to do doing it, like playing video games or watching anime, instead of actually learning a skill that brings me further in life. Would I ever recommend losing weight with Wii Fit? Not really, it won't get you too far if you do it without other kinds of training, but it gave me one special boost, being told I'm doing a great job. Every day I did my workout stuff on Wii Fit and also other workout related things like taking a walk, squats, crunches and all those other little cardio exercises outside of Wii Fit, and especially using my exercise bike. The real reason why I kept on using Wii Fit was the Wii Fit trainer telling me I'm doing great. That's all I needed to hear, a fictional video game character complimenting me on my motivation to change, so I kept it up every single day so I could get my stamp in the game to prove her I'm being a good boy. I lost those 65 pounds in around 2 months, which is actually really unhealthy and you should try to lose it more slowly, but I was just in that now or never mindset, so I kept on grinding, even if it may have been a little bit unhealthy, but luckily it didn't really give me any issues. I don't have any overlapping skin, whatever you're gonna call that. The best investment you could ever do is also getting an indoor bike thingy or a treadmill if you prefer that, because you can just watch anime, streams, videos, even play video games while you bike. It's almost like a cheat code because you lose weight while doing things you love, and it also allowed me to have an unbalanced diet because I did it for 4 to 5 hours a day, not in a row obviously, so I burned so many calories that I didn't have to look too deep into what I should eat or not sometimes. The only changes I made to my diet was mostly related to my drinking habits and going the water only route and switching to zero sugar soda if I really wanted to have one. You wouldn't believe what kind of impact that can already make. All those calories you get by drinking unhealthy things just gone in an instant without having to even work out. But I never stopped eating unhealthy foods like pizza completely, because I just burned through that many calories daily that even a pizza here and there couldn't stop me. I personally think a super strict diet will bring more harm than not, if your goal is to only lose a lot of weight. I just went the classic take in less calories than needed route. No cutting out carbs or anything super strict like that. I just ate how most normal people would eat but burned through so many calories. And that's kinda all I did. Again, not saying that you should do the same. I just wanted to share my own story, and it does make you happier person mostly. Obviously, we are all our own person. Not everyone will get suddenly happy because they lost weight, but I do think on average it will make you happier. It's never too late to get in shape, and your own body will thank you for it. Especially your bones, and will stop creaking at every move you do. I also thought I would stop working out after I reached my desired weight, but I still do it daily anyways because it became such a routine, but without logging into Wii Fit. I do miss the Wii Fit trainer though. Nowadays, Ring Fit Adventure is the way better alternative anyways, which I actually love to play through to unlock that secret Wii Fit trainer plus your Ring Fit character cutscene at the end, which was pretty hot. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video and I wish you a happy night, morning or whatever time zone you're in, and also maybe it even inspired you to get a bit more healthy or made you want to lose weight, because if it did, then I wish you all the good luck and motivation I can. You can do it. Even if I'm just a random person on the internet wishing you good luck, sometimes that can also feel nice, you know? That at least there's this random dude on YouTube that believes in you, if you have no one else, which would be a little bit sad, but you know, don't be sad, be the opposite, be happy. Muscle on.